Hello, hello, hello. It is Kitchen Counter Oracle with a new moon energy check-in specifically for the sign of Cancer. I know I normally stick to the elemental reads, but I'm going to tell you this here and now. For me to get a specific sign by itself, that's not a light thing. And the thing is, I'm not picking up on Cancer women. I'm picking up on men with Cancer placements. This could be them, somebody in their energy, somebody they're dealing with, or this could be somebody they were extremely unkind to unnecessarily, because Cancers, when they get moody buddy, they like to just demolish everything. But my thing is when you were a bully to somebody in the past, if they can get to where they never have to see or speak to you again, then that's how it's going to be. And it shouldn't take, if you had really, truly an ironclad sense of right and wrong, it wouldn't take you 20 years or so to see it. Because somebody here is just now realizing, hey, this person does not like me. But the thing is, somebody not liking him, it's justifiable. If you bullied a person, regardless of where it was, how long ago, they probably don't want to have any type of relationship with you. Because when people hear the word relationship, they start thinking along the lines of soulmates, love, dating. That's not the only type there. There's family, there's coworker, friendships. I mean, it's just, there are so many different types of relationships out there, and a lot of people are just so obtuse when it comes to the concept of emotional maturity that they just really don't see how they're the problem, or they don't start to reflect and see how they were the problem until the person they were being a problem to said fuck you and fuck off in some way, shape, or form. Because I had a dream this morning of me being back in high school with those old desk chairs and stuff like that. And one of the people I know to be a Cancer kept trying to steal my lunch, basically. Because I looked down and half my food was gone. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I remember looking him dead in the eye as I snatched my food back. White trash. Like, I called him white trash. And it's like, damn. Because normally that's not something I would have done back in the day. But as of late, like, my bougie grandmother has been making the rounds in the spirit, and it's just one of those, she didn't realize what I was seeing and dealing with as a teenager, but now that she's passed away, she's seeing and understanding real time the damage, her not stepping up to protect me from being harassed and so on down that line. She's seeing now the damage it caused. But I mean, it's just because for me to go no contact with my family is one thing. But when you are like no contact with everybody, you went to like just everybody. I may live in the town we grew up in and stuff like that, but I'm going to tell you this here and now. If I don't want to see you or speak to you, then that's how it's going to motherfucking be. Somebody here just cannot respect boundaries, basically. I'm not going to try to tell too much of my business, but there was a couple of guys in my youth group in high school. I was round in the corner going back to my hotel room on a youth ski trip. I genuinely did not know he was coming around the corner either. We almost bump into each other. My God, he does not want this story out. Charlie, watch it. That is actually a sign of a distorted cancer placement. Like, they just have explosive anger. And when I say that dude was a grade A asshole towards me, he was. And like, I just made it a point to myself. It's just like, okay, he's over here, I'm over there, good. He gets up and comes over to my side, I'm going to get up and go over to the other side. And it's not because I was scared of him. He comes up to my shoulder, and it's just like, because I'm 5'8", and he barely came up to my shoulder. And what's funny is I was changing. I don't know why the hotel room door was open. The girls I was staying with, I guess, were in and out, and a couple of the guys were with her. I didn't know. I was in the shower. And we kind of had the door cracked open a bit so like the steam could get out and everything. And I'm like in my jeans. I had just put my bra on and stuff like that. And I'm minding my business. I look up out the corner of my eye, and I could see his eyes looking through the bathroom door. I didn't know he was there. I see him, he sees me, seeing that I see him, like I was the most disgusting thing ever. It's like, motherfucker, your eyes were glued to my tits. Like, bitch, go sit the fuck down somewhere, you fucking midget. But at the same time, it's one of those, I don't know what his deal was. I don't know if he found me attractive in some way, but didn't want to, because I was not the popular girl in high school. I was not. Like, I was the bottom of that list, if I was even on that list at all. So, but at the same time, I never had any intentions of like really giving dating a shot with my high school, because they were, shocker, assholes. But the thing about the bullies is the bullies go on to live the most carefree life imaginable. The bullied struggle a bit because you're trying to emotionally process the hurt, the pain. Why are people doing this to me? I have done nothing to you, type of deal. But when the high school reunions start to come around and stuff like that, it kind of is noticeable that you aren't going. And the funny thing is in my high school, I wasn't anything special or important. So what's the deal? Again, what's the deal? Because I know for a fact there's a couple of cancers who feel I don't deserve to have any happiness whatsoever. But the thing is, if you were to force them to confront me, they would not be able to tell you why, because it's not justifiable. See, the thing is, when people decide to go no contact and pull away, instead of projecting onto the person that walked away, oh, this person's being forced to reflect their part in the decision that somebody made in terms of a family, a community, and so on down that line. Okay, that's what this is. They're being forced to sit down and reflect on their own actions. Because again, when it comes to bullies, they think everything is hunky-dory fine, but the thing is, they never once took into consideration how the person they were making the butt of all the jokes feel. All in the name of a good laugh, right? But sometimes that laugh comes at the expense of somebody that did not deserve that. comes at the expense of somebody that didn't deserve it. But sometimes when you have a bully that has become aware, but they don't want to be outed and seen as a bad person, they're going to project the smear campaign and so on down that line. But the thing is, where there's a person with narcissistic or sociopathic tendencies, there is a mock, unbeknownst to them, because the thing about mocks is you don't know they're a mock until they show their fucking hands. Because when I say, and on top of that, the only thing the only thing that's truly terrifying to a narcissist is an educated empath. An educated and aware empath. Hi, I'm that person. And what's funny is my car just perked right up. So this person may have been sending some negative energy your way in the name of keeping the past the past. It's like my engine just got a little extra pep in the step and stuff like that. But my thing is energy, and energy don't lie. And on top of that, we are now in Mercury in retrograde, and that's going to be retrograding until mid-December with the post-shadow phase during Christmas and New Year's. And what's funny is now is usually the pre-shadow, oh my God, of said retrograde, and it's retrograding at Christmas. And what's funny is the pre-phase whips my ass harder than anything. Like, you want to talk about malfunction junction. I cannot tell you how many times I've had to reprogram my key fob for my car, because it's like, wait, what? What the hell? There's appliances around my house acting hella weird. But at the same time, I have to take into account this is Mercury in retrograde pre-shadow phase. And so on down that line. I mean, it just is what it is. And my thing is, instead of getting explosively angry, it's the time to sit down, be quiet, and not cause any bullshit. And let's also now is not the time to be entering into new contracts. I'm speaking from experience. I quit a job and started another during said retrograde, and I ended up being one of the first ones out the door in 2020 layoffs. Choose wisely. Do not make any repairs unless you absolutely have to. Like, my heater just has gone out at home, so that has to be done, hell or high water. And I'm just going to go ahead and like stack the car parts for now. Like, get my oil, get my filters, and just wait for this shit show to be over. Because at this point in the game, I've learned a thing or two. Somebody may have done something during a Mercury in retrograde, and it's biting me in the ass. I keep hearing something about money and beauty spells, and it was a warlock that did it. But the thing is, there's just so much warlock energy as of late. It could very well be men just gossiping like schoolgirls. Gossiping is a form of witchcraft. Lying on a person is witchcraft. Filing false police reports to get them investigated is witchcraft. Manipulation in itself. Because people resort to witchcraft in the name of getting what they want, especially when it's not meant for them. So basically, somebody keeps trying to manipulate something, someone. But the thing is, when you're out here trying to play God on a person who has a higher rank in the spirit, you're cruising for a bruising. And on top of that, my grandmother, like everybody says, they loved her, they respect her, blah, blah, blah. But when you out here, like when I say my grandmother is out for blood in the spirit, she's out for blood in the spirit, because these little boys cost me something that I shouldn't have lost in the first place. But the thing is, karmic debt is karmic debt. And another thing I keep getting is Krampus. Like, I don't know too much on Krampus. I don't pay attention to a lot of pagan stuff. I really don't. But Christmas is like Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, and stuff like that. That's all pagan holidays. And stuff like that. And the thing is, I'm just not organically in touch with that. So, I mean, it's not that I lack the Christmas spirit. It's just, it doesn't feel right to me anymore. It doesn't. It never has. I mean, I'll put up a few lights and stuff like that on the porch, but like you come inside my house, it's just like another day. The closest thing I get to a Christmas anything inside my house are the balsam fir and like the pine tree type of candles and stuff like that. I love the smell of pine trees and evergreen. I love it. Makes me happy. If it smells anything like pine sol, you can guess that it's probably in my house somewhere. But yeah, you really do have to see what part you played in. Because until you learn how to be self-aware and self-accountable, like accountable for yourself, you're not going to be as successful as you can be. And if your success is coming at the expense of somebody else, you're doing that on borrowed time. So if you made a deal with like Rumpelstiltskin or Krampus or whatever the hell's going on at the moment, just know that that entity cannot touch me. It cannot touch anybody who truly has an anointing. And somebody, with a Cancer placement could just be doing what they're doing because you're you and you're not like everybody else, or you just don't want to stay the person they knew you to be. But the thing is, what they knew you to be is according to their level of perception, and some people just lack perception tremendously. They don't lack a little, they lack a lot. But my thing is, you can't go wrong with minding your business. It's like the men who get mad at the girl that they mistreated and fumbled because she glows up and becomes something just great. But the thing is, men that fumbled a chance with you and stuff like that, they don't want to see you glow up, because for you to have a glow up means they were the problem. And that's why somebody here is doing what they're doing. They're the problem. They know they're the issue, but they don't want it known to the world that they are the issue. Hence the attempts to hack, stalk, spy, scry, spellcasters, the whole 9 yards. But the thing is, it's not just men with Cancerian placements. It's a lot of men, period, point blank. Their egos are hurt. Their egos are bruised. Their pride is damaged. And they don't want it to be damaged. But at the same time, it's like, well, sounds like a personal problem. That ain't mine. See, the thing is, if you are so happy with your life, you would not be panini pressed about another person's existence. You would not be worried about their anointing. You would not be worried about their calling and so on down that line. And the thing is, this can be a message for me as well, because now that I sit and think on it, this is for me as well. It can be for a multitude of people. And I can feel a man, if this is who I think it is, he's just going to have to learn how to sit and cry and just not be a verbally, emotionally abusive asshole. I mean, it is what it is, and it's not that forgiveness can't be a thing. They just don't get to control the concept of forgiveness, because the people who demand you to publicly forgive them, that's not for you, it's for them. But too many people think that forgiveness means access, and it doesn't. You'd be amazed at the number of people who are forgiven, but then go back to doing what it was they were doing before. And I will tell you this, like I've said this many times, if forgiveness was so easy, Satan would still have a position next to God's throne in heaven. The reason Satan's not up there anymore is because he showed his true colors. Message. He showed his true colors. He showed he cannot be trusted. He showed his hand. And the thing is, when people are being their absolute worst to me, that's when I pick up who and what they truly are as people. And the funny thing is people say, I hold a grudge. No, I clocked your shit years ago. And the funny thing is, even if you've learned to be remorseful, there's something about your energy that has not changed. Because if you're trying to get back into my energy, it means I'm not the problem. Because rumors about a woman, I'm going to say this here now, they are started by women who cannot compete and or have her, but they're also started by men who cannot have her. So if you've been lying, saying you slept with a person, that lie is a temporary loan. That lie is a temporary loan, and it's now the creditors are knocking at the door wanting to know where their payment is. And you know what? That's a problem. That ain't mine. It is for somebody. All I know is have a good day, because I got to go to work.